never seen a par 3 course that's been so well thought out. And it's like, yeah, man, we're gonna do this for people who live here, people who don't live here, and we're gonna support kids in playing golf, and we're gonna give them baller golf.
Every city in America is wondering, should we take this golf course and turn it into housing?
Okay, I'm gonna have you remember this part. I promise we're gonna come back to it. But first, a little intro into what's going on. Nico and I were invited out to the newly renovated Golden Gate Park golf course to see the progress and talk to the designer, Jay Blasi.
In terms of what we chose to do here, we weren't trying to copy any other golf course locally. We weren't trying to use any other golf course as inspiration. We wanted to take our cues from the site itself. The land here is special enough that we weren't setting out to create a new golf course here. We were just trying to highlight what was already here and make it more fun and more playable for everybody.
Is the new 5th hole. This was the old 9th hole.
Yeah.
And the trees on both sides were almost touching, right? It was like a 190-yard hole playing through a chute.
Yeah.
It was just brutal.
Yeah,
It was
brutal.
really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And the green was right there, so if somebody hit one long, you're up there into the clubhouse area.
Yeah.
Right. So by being able to kind of thin that out, now all of a sudden we've got a little bit more room to play golf.
Yeah.
We have a view of the cliff house, of the ocean,
Wow.
right? We shortened up this green a little bit so we're protected from the clubhouse, and because of thinning back some of those trees, the better trees have a bigger stage. We have more room for sunlight and airflow, so better turf health, things like that.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been there forever. Yeah, so that's...
It has been. It's actually been there hundreds of years.
Before we started, right? There was ukes on the far side. There was a bunch of behind this green. You couldn't see the city.
Yeah.
And so to be on this tee and know you're in a big major metropolitan city, this to me just reeks of like, this is San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
For beginners are very different than the things that make golf hard for top players.
Yeah.
Right? So for a beginner, it's bunkers, and rough, and trees, and water, and making contact with the ball is tough. So they're not worried about the details of what the contour on the green is. We're standing on the wrong side of the ball.
I
don't know how anybody can expect anything good to happen. I mean, for a scratch player, you put a bunker right and a bunker left, that doesn't bother them at all. You just told them to hit it in the middle, and they hit it in the middle, right? So what's challenging for them is what happens to the ball after it hits the ground. And so we think that some of the stuff that you see here is a way to make the golf course fun and playable for everybody. But if you're a top player, you have to think your way around and figure out, okay, with the flag on that spine, do you want to hit the wedge, and can you land the ball on the spine and keep it on the spine? I doubt it. Would you be better off putting? How many scratch players like putting off of a tee?
Yeah.
Right? So that's a hole that somebody playing their first round of golf can show up with a putter, putt it onto the green, and they might be closer to the hole than a scratch player because he tried to dial in his wedge.
Oh yeah. Run, baby. Go.
Getting the emphasis where it should be in golf. Too much of the emphasis today is on the tour and what we see on TV and things like that. And that's a part of golf, but that's 1% of golf. And 90% of golf are places like Golden Gate Park and others, and they deserve a bigger stage than they're getting. And so luckily they're starting to get a better stage.
Boom. Oh! Yeah! Huge! Hey, great shot, Jack!
Made Yeah, it's a 9-hole par 3 golf course.
Right.
Yes, it's for the local community. Yes, lots of people will play their first round of golf here.
Yeah.
But in terms of the holes themselves, we want them to be able to stand up with any golf courses around. And hopefully, that's a good thing for a beginner. If your first taste of golf is something that's beautiful and playable and interesting, hopefully there's a greater chance you're going to get hooked.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to that first part I told you to remember.
Every city in America is wondering, should we take this golf course and turn it into housing, right?
Yeah.
And so when we think about the value of golf and what it means to kids and the community, this is truly a place that is for the local community. It's for the first tee kids, and while it hopefully is compelling enough to draw people from around the world, it really is still the fabric of the community. This place it's not like this was a failing operation here. This was a beloved part of the community and has been for decades. Mm-hmm. We wanted to reinvest in that, keep that same community feel, offer a better product.
Golf as a means to serve the community. It's not really a new idea, but it's coming back in style, and I think that Golden Gate is a perfect example of this new formula, or really old formula that
I think it's evolving nicely.
Jay and Dan have seemed to work out for the San Francisco community. If you're from the Bay or have even visited San Francisco recently, you know that the city is a tough place to live in. For there to be a world-class golf course specifically made for the youth community in SF shows the world that golf can be a tool, a bridge. It can even be hope for some people. It's definitely more than just a game.